2 years after the conclusion of the first season, the first episode of Season 2 of 1923 is released. In Season 2, Spencer and his new bride, Alexandra, spend time apart, expanding the 3 discrete narratives from Season 1 to 4. At the conclusion of the first season, Cara and Jacob Dutton were pleading with Spencer to come home and assist in rescuing the ranch from the merciless tycoon Donald Whitfield. In the meantime, Spencer was expelled from a ship following a fatal run-in with Arthur, Alex's envious ex. Alex promised to find a method to follow him to America once they were forcibly separated. After killing cruel nuns at a Catholic school who deserved it, Tiona Rainwater was on the run from Father Renaud and Marshall Kent in the third tale. The arrival of winter at Yellowstone, Helen Mirren's character Cara writes to Spencer. However, she is aware that it is more of a journaling exercise than a genuine attempt at contact. She points out that they had to sell 100 heifers and all but 4 bulls. After they defeat Whitfield and his men, she hopes that will be sufficient to repair the ranch. The property is isolated by the snow throughout this harsh winter. There is little food available to them outside what they can hunt. They survive on stale bread and stews. We hibernate, impatiently waiting for spring and your return, just like the bear, Cara writes. As Jacob comes outside, he sees a mountain lion near the front door, but it flees before he can shoot it. He shows out the tracks as Cara joins him. Although it stays in the field instead of fleeing to the mountains, Jacob thinks it wasn't hunting people. Spencer discovers a way to Galveston. Spencer Brandon Sklenar is shoveling coal in a ship's boiler room on his route to Galveston, Texas. Coal. In the mess hall, he spots a man staring at him and makes friends with Luca Andy Dispensa from Palermo, Sicily. By tearing the man from the dining room off of him and beating him to death when he pulls a knife, Spencer prevents Luca from being raped that evening. The ship's captain notices the disturbance and shoots the rapist. Despite his lack of discipline, Spencer must wipe up the blood. Tiona sets up shop in Texas. While looking for Tiona, Marshall Thomas Ross Crane, Father Renaud Sebastian Roche, and Marshall Kent Jamie McShane shoot several Comanche tribal members. Even when they say they haven't seen Tiona, Kent kills the youngster by running him down with his horse while holding him at gunpoint. Pete Plenty Clouds Jeremy Guana, her father runs his horse Michael Spears, and Tiona Amina Nieves have set up camp and think they are far enough ahead of Father Renaud to unwind. In a woodworking class, Runs His Horse explains how the white man has caused his people to lose a lot of what their ancestors know. Native Americans have become beggars at the white man's fort as a result of trading and obtaining goods rather than producing them. That's exactly what the white man desires. As Tiona and Pete's friendship grows, her father advises her to hold off on losing her virginity until after the marriage. But he acknowledges that nobody waits, so he didn't. By accompanying Pete on his deer hunt away from camp, Tiona takes matters into her own hands. She smiles and pulls off her shirt, and Pete smiles back after taking a large gulp. When she takes off her pants, which are now merely a blanket, he dashes over the brook. Alexandra leaves for the United States. England's Sussex. Julia Schlafer's character Alex is deteriorating as she ignores her health and laments Spencer's passing. Her best friend Jennifer, Jo Ellen Pellman, is the only one who can assist her in her urgent need to get to America. Due to her pregnancy, Alex has no time to waste. She fears that if Arthur Sr. learns she is pregnant, the punishment from her family would get severe. They are already prohibited from entering London.